Hey, it's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Walling. My guest for this segment, I'm going to welcome back this young lady. You know, we talked about all things nuts when she was here last time. We're going to talk about future nuts now, and it's nuts to you. Necola, welcome back. It's Necola Adams, and we are talking about the Merced County Nut Festival. And you didn't know it, but there's a lot of nuts in it. Oh, let's talk about it. Okay, you were here before the last festival. We were talking a little bit about it before we went on camera, and there was a couple of people that showed up for that, wasn't there?
Actually, we had almost 2,000 people that showed up for this festival.
Now,
yes.
See, I told you before we went, that's because you were here. No, it's because you put a lot of work into it. And when we talked last time, you know, as you were sharing what was unfolding and the ideas and the concepts behind it, you put a lot of thought, a lot of energy into it, and, you know, you got these vendors, and every single one of them, well, they're not coming back. No, they all want to come back next year.
Yes.
Which means if you're a potential vendor, you might want to start thinking about getting your space ordered now because it's going to go fast.
It is going to go fast.
Yeah.
We've already attained 10 more vendors.
Already?
In addition to, yes.
So, it's going fast. See that? I just mentioned it, and already we got 10 more vendors. No, this is great. This is exciting.
Yes.
You got to be very proud of this.
You know what? I'm very proud of my committee that worked on this just as hard as I did. I'm just really proud of our community that came together and supported this. We had people that were calling even from Modesto going, hey, where are you located? Oh. We're on our way.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
And so it was amazing event.
Yeah.
It was actually more than I actually expected it. Yeah. We had a great bake-off. Mm-hmm. We had a 91-year-old lady who won the bake-off.
Almost as old as me. That's awesome.
Yes.
What was her?
She made a almond tort from a recipe that was, I do believe she said 40 years old.
Almost as old as me. Give or take. Okay, but I got to ask you, because I learned a lot when you were here last time. Almonds, I thought, were almonds, or almonds, depending. Was that before or after, right?
Actually, there are almonds on the trees.
Right.
And then there are almonds when they're knocked off the trees.
Before and after.
They say, yeah, when they shake them, they knock the L out of them.
They knock the L out. But there's also more than one kind.
Yes.
And see, I didn't know that. And like I was telling you before we went on camera, you also told me that walnuts, you were talking about red walnuts, and I thought, red? But you know what? Just the other day, I happened to be consuming some walnuts, and they weren't red, but I thought about you. And here you are. You showed back up to talk about next year. So next year in October, this is going to happen again.
October 24th, 2020. At the Merced County Fairgrounds, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
The doors will open then. We have expanded our space. We've doubled it. So we are including 2 buildings this coming year. Mm-hmm. One of the buildings will be set up just for educational. So there will be videos running of the different farmers and processing plants.
So more people than me can learn that there are more than one kind of almond, and there's red walnuts.
And there's red walnuts.
And other exciting things about it. You know, this is kind of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're having the Roberts Ferry Nut Company that's coming back.
Okay.
The Nut Hub is also coming back. They have amazing different flavored almonds and pistachios. They do like Cheeto flavored and Chipotle flavored. And, yes. Yeah. And so
my stomach is already growling. Oh, this is good.
And so they'll be back. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the Nutty Gourmet will be there this coming year.
Okay.
The Nutty Gourmet is one of the processors out of Balico. And
okay, stop. Where is Balico?
Balico is on the Santa Fe. So if you go out Santa Fe and you keep going, you'll run into Cressy and Balico and some of those areas. And they're smaller communities, but they actually have some of the largest processing plants.
Really?
Houston has 4 really large walnut processing plants. I think one of them does over 11 million pounds of walnuts every year.
That's almost as many as we grow here in the state of California.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, we do grow a lot, don't we?
We do. We grow a lot. In fact, we're one of the major players on the world stage.
I know.
We grow about 85% of the almonds for the entire world. For most of the United States, we grow most of the pistachios for the United States and around 45% for the entire world. And then we also grow about 40 to 45% of all of the walnuts in the entire world.
See, I knew that a little bit because you shared that with me last time. But I'm going to show up. I'm going to go to that educational thing, and I'm going to learn more. So when you come back next time, I can have a more knowledgeable conversation with you about it. No, this is great.
Yeah.
And being here in this part of the world where so much is grown, produced, and not being aware of the effect that it has on the rest of the world. I mean, just think, if you were just throwing out some statistics on how much that we produce here is basically the majority of what's consumed in the world. If that all, if all the growers here decide to take a year off, the world would be in pretty bad. No more pecan pie, no more, all sorts of nut things. That'd be tough.
Well, and it's not just the growers and the processors. People have to realize there are thousands of people that are employed in this industry. So you have the truck drivers, you have the people who work shaking the trees, picking them up. You also have the people who do weights and measurements, the office staff. You have the people who do the spraying of the trees to make sure that no bugs or pestilences on the
and
trees.
the businesses that provide the harvesters, because I found out, because I have a friend that's in the pistachio. He grows those things, but he doesn't go out and do it. He hires, and there are companies, and you have to get in line, you have to schedule, and they do basically beginning to end all the field maintenance for the crops.
Yes.
So they can be produced healthily, they can be harvested at the right time.
Yes.
And they're taken to the various places that they need to be taken to.
Exactly. Irrigation,
Yeah.
all of that. So people, when they look at, almonds, walnuts, and pistachios, they just see the end result. And so there's so much that goes in from the beginning, before they get to the table. And so one of the things that we're doing is we're celebrating the nut industry.
Yeah.
We're educating the public on what happens between tree and it hits your table or the grocery store. And then we give back to our community. And so what we do is we're a nonprofit.
Right.
And so we give back to other nonprofits that work with youth ages 13 to 17. Because if you don't play sports, you're not in band, you age out of almost every single after-school program there is.
Pretty much.
And so we were just tired of seeing our young people as homicides or talked about when they were in trouble. And so we wanted to be an intervention and put money in that. Exactly. That is
end up on the streets.
That is the prime. 13 is the prime age, 12 and 13, for gangs to get our young people.
And Necola, that's one of the other things that you shared with me last time that I hadn't forgot, because that is so, and I've used those words that I heard from you about our youth in that age group, that if you're not in sports or band or, there's one or two other things that, if you get into that, you get promoted through the school district, and, everything goes to those kids.
Yes.
And the rest of the kids
are just left out there.
Well, you just get your grades and go on and go on. And, there's a big message that we send to those kids about worthiness.
Exactly. And where you fit in society and our society. And people don't realize, you look at a 13-year-old, in 5 years, those are the next voting age. These are our next workers. These, the people, our employees within 3 years. And so it is what we put into them is what we're going to get out. And so teaching them, good ethics, skills, and letting them know that they are valuable.
You're going to be doing this down there in Merced, and pretty soon Merced's going to be like the place for young people. People are going to be moving there so that they're young people.
I hope.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I hope.
Well, listen, you're going to come back. We're going to talk more about this as it goes on, but it's going to be, again, October
24th, Merced County Fairgrounds at 900 Martin Luther King Jr. Way, Merced, California, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And we've got a webpage.
We have a Facebook, Merced
Okay.
County Nut Festival. We are setting up our webpage as we speak.
As we speak.
Someone is setting up the webpage for
Well,
us.
tell them to get it on.
She is working very diligently on this. And again, Minturn Hulling, Harris Wolf Almonds, Greg Hostetler, Stoneville Homes. These are all been supporters. Merced College. These are all people and organizations in the community that have supported the Nut Festival in the past. Ag Hope Solutions. So, again, we love the industry. When you look around us, you cannot drive 2 miles without seeing an orchard, basically. And so we wanted to celebrate this and then educate and give back.
Thank you for being with me, sharing that. Thank you for what you do for our community. It's awesome.
Thank you.
And it's about time we educated people on the nuts here in the valley, right?
Yes. And the ones that are on the trees, not the ones on the streets.
There you go. All right, listen, this is great stuff. Coming up in October. Put it on your calendar. I've talked to her. She's going to come back a couple more times before the event happens and, look into it, maybe look into being a vendor or supporting it. Besides the education and learning a lot about nuts and stuff, what goes back into our young people in the community is just awesome. So there you go. I'll see you when we come back.